That toy life.
To catch these ghosts, you need the real Ghostbusters.
Nice landing, Han Solo.
Spaceships and Luke Skywalker sold separately. Batteries not included.
That toy life.
So,
hear
what I
Michael
was saying
Myers
though
doing?
was about the new Dune movie. Apparently, it covers about 3/4 of the book, and then there's like a time jump. I don't want to spoil too much, but there is sort of a time jump, at a certain point in the story, and then it is kind of like I could see them breaking that off and making a separate story. But to be honest, I'm wondering how they're going to make a 2.5-hour movie story out of it, unless they use that second movie to really expand into that universe more and cover, I guess, more things going on than what you see in the book. That's the only thing I can think of that they're doing is he's got this big finale plan for it.
Yeah. Did you watch it yet, Ashley? Dune? Uh-oh. Ashley's either gone or he's pranking us.
Nope, sorry, I was on mute. Okay.
So you watched Dune.
I love how it was like he had a red button. It was like tick tick. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh.
So I've never read the book. I've only seen maybe 5 minutes of the first, like the movie with Sting in it.
The David Lynch one, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know much about it, but I did watch this. We watched it Friday night or Saturday or something. I can't remember. Saturday. No, it was when I got back from my grandma's Saturday afternoon. It felt like Fellowship of the Ring to me, in the sense of it's just a big setup movie. Yeah. I mean, that's what when the credits rolled, I was like, that's it.
It did end right. It did end up like on an abrupt note, like it like almost like a television episode type note. Like you're ready for the next week's episode.
Yeah,
because it's setting you up for next week's episode. But that's something that's something meanwhile I've kind of came across like toward the end of it, because it is very much a slow burn movie, and not in a bad way. Like I think the most impressive thing about it is how Villeneuve. I always forget how to pronounce his name.
Villeneuve or something like that. Yeah.
His visuals were really striking. Like you really kind of get immersed in the setting that you're in. And
I agree with that.
But we were also watching when we were thinking like, man, this could almost work. Also this could have worked as an HBO Max series. But
that's kind of how I thought they would eventually take it, would be like some sort of a like HBO series or something, because it has that Game of Thrones-esque kind of feel to it. And then you get
with all the families.
The way and like you said with Dennis's his
visuals,
his cinematography was really good. He was really good with the way he filmed the desert scenarios and stuff, and then the way they did the worms to show scale. They were just like, these things are so huge, like you just don't understand how enormous they are. And I thought that was really cool, because it could have easily fell into the same, because we've been seeing this recently. I mean, obviously we've always had Tremors and Beetlejuice, but then you've got The Mandalorian recently, so they kind of delved in that same genre.
With the Crate Dragon.
So you're they did a good job of doing their own thing again with it. But I thought the casting was great. Everybody was great in it. The visuals were great. It was pretty much just like the book, and at the same time, I think that's how the movie itself kind of suffers, because it's slow. It's a slower movie. To me, I feel like you only get a piece of the iceberg. There's so much more there. And even with the book, you're like, there's so much more there. But the thing that the movie captures that the book had was, like I said, that this cinematography, this cinematographic eye, I guess I'm trying to say, in the books, you kind of could see it. In that movie,
the imagery,
you could tell the imagery was really what he was trying to push. It was I just thought they handled it really well. Way better than, I hate to say that, I'm not trying to knock David Lynch, I'm a fan, but God, it was so much better than his version.
I'm sure it was also better than whatever Jodorowsky was gonna do. But
I don't know, his was crazy, but at least he came up with like a really, like the book, of the visuals and all that.
When you're putting your son through training, when your own son through like martial arts training, because you're gonna basically try to like turn him into Paul Atreides for when you film the movie. It's just, so you're kind of going off the deep end a little bit, but What was it? I was gonna say you were talking about the suffering of the slow burn. I think, but I almost appreciated that more that it was such a slow burn because we get when it comes to big budget stuff. So often we're like, Marvel stuff and Star Wars these days, it's almost like you got to get it now. Everything, it's almost ADHD. You've got to keep that story moving. You got to do something to keep people interested.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that this was something that really took its time to breathe. And I really appreciated that. Even if it made it, for some people might have seen it as boring. I really I just kind of got engrossed in the visuals of it,
Yeah.
That's what I did too.
Yeah.
I mean, from the opening scene, I was like, man, this thing looks really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if it is a slow burn, and Hans Zimmer's score was really good.
God, that was good. Yes.
But my whole family, it's like, so one of my kids was like, boring. The other kid who wanted to watch it liked it just because of Timothy
Chalamet.
She liked it for the same reason she wants to go see and like the new Wonka movie that's going to come out.
Probably.
She liked it for the
Dad, I'm
same
a doll
reason.
fan. I love Roald Dahl.
She liked it for the exact reason that Warner Brothers sighed in relief when they saw who Denis wanted for Paul when he said, "I think this Timothy kid, I think he's going to do it." So. Okay.
Oh yes, go forward with the movie. Yeah, and Tammy was like, "I don't understand anything about this movie," and I was like, "Yeah,
my wife was lost. I had to kind of fill her in, explain the back, the universe to her to kind of understand why the family was moving and what was going on, why House
I thought they did a good job. I thought they did a good job explaining that.
Fairly well. I mean, like I said, some people may just, they're just going to be like, okay, what's going on? There's a fat guy. They're going to a planet. It's a desert. What's going on?
Yeah. And she was just having trouble keeping up with the planet names and the house names, and
that's where your Game of Thrones stuff really comes in.
The political intrigue. So it was just she was just what?
Yeah, I was surprised by how quick Brittany got into it. She kind of really got hooked, and there were even parts where I was like, "Wait, well, hang on, what happened?" She was like, "Yeah, this happened. This, and this." It's like, "Oh, okay. You caught that better than I did." But I think if there's anything that I was a little thrown off by, and it wasn't. It's not even. It's maybe just nitpick territory. It was that we really jumped fast from Caladan, their planet, to Arrakis. I remember in Lynch's Dune. You actually see how they travel. You hear about it in the new movie, but you don't actually see how the space travel works, the wormhole travel. From what I remember, you basically just jump from them leaving the planet, and then the next time you see them again, they're already landing. I don't think it probably would have taken a long time to.
Yeah, they don't really focus on the travel because it's just all about them getting there.
Yeah. And that was more important. Yeah, you found out everything you needed to know through outside information.
Yeah. No, I think overall though, I thought the movie. I thought he did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I assumed he would, but overall, I thought it was a good adaptation of the book. I mean, especially being kind of fresh with the book and having that feel. I mean, I thought he nailed it. So. And I hope they do a part 2. I mean, I think they should be able to.
Even if it's just got greenlit, because I think Hans Zimmer said he's already got a head start on working on the score for this part 2. He's already started or something like that. But
I think there's probably going to be a lot more action. There's probably going to be a lot more warfare in the second part because I feel like you get a piece of it. You see it, in one of his visions. You kind of get a feel of it. I bet you're probably going to see a lot more of that.
Yeah.
It needs more Zendaya.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She just kind of the whole time she's taunting you the whole time, and then by the end of the movie, when she shows up, you're like, all right, well, we didn't spend too much time with her, but that her story there'll be a lot more for her. But I'm sure they're probably going to have to do some changing or add some addition to her story. But I'm sure she'll probably have a much bigger arc in the next movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on board for that. Like, I remember when I first heard the casting, I saw Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya were basically like the two kind of these are going to be the leads.
Mhm.
I was very very hesitant. I think the first trailer was kind of like what warmed me to it, and then the second was like, okay, I'm gonna I'm in to try this, and yeah, the movie sold me. Everybody brought their A game to it. I think one of the highlights for me were actually two people. Well, actually three. I'd just say like all the big names that they got, they used well. Oscar Isaac was amazing. Uh, Josh Brolin was amazing as Gertie Halleck, and Jason Momoa, man, as Duncan Idaho, he got some really great moments.
They did a good job of shining a light on his character and making him like the way he was in the books. In the book, he was supposed to be a popular, legendary like #1 soldier. Everybody wants to be like Duncan Idaho,
and you get to see why he's loyal. As good as, why he has that status. You really see it, because I don't think you really got to see it like even in the movie or like in the previous movie, or I don't think they got to show it in the book either, did they? They was just implied
in the book, sort of, but you still don't get but so much Duncan Idaho in the book. In the movie, they boost him a lot more. To be honest, they boosted him a little more in the movie and took Brolin's character Gurney and scaled him back just a tiny bit and kind of made him more of just the older. Yeah, but they made him, and plus they kind of made him more of just like the old weathered soldier.
Yeah,
because he also had a soft side to him in the book. He was he was a minstrel or something like that. So he would play. He could play like a little like guitar, mandolin, and he would take this thing out and play it. And I think there's actually like they shot footage of him doing that, and then they just ended up cutting it because it just didn't.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The rest of the movie.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they do some kind of like extended cut, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, but back to that toy life. The show where we talk about toys.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Y'all were talking about Jason Momoa. Man, I thought he sucked.
Really?
He sucked in it?
His acting. Yeah, I thought I mean, it's like, okay, Jason Momoa, this is every other character you do.
I think
I agree. Yeah, he was cast. He was typecast for sure. I mean,
he just
made a good older brother to me. That's how I looked at him. He made a real good like older brother, big time soldier.
Yeah, I like the big brother little brother aspect of his and Paul's relationship. Whenever they would meet up, how he treated him like a little brother. Called him my boy. Teasing him and stuff like put on muscle. Really? No.
I just think there was one line in there that he gave, and I was like, "Oh my, dude! Did they give you like? Did the director put the right take in? I mean, jeez. I mean, I'm not trying to. I like Jason Momoa. That sort of fell flat to me.
No, I'll tell you what was good though. They released. There was like what was it, like a trailer or something? The new Batman trailer or whatever, the teaser trailer.
How about we lead into that, because we had DC Fandome recently, because we missed talking about that, and there was a lot of reveals over that. So
that was
I'll say Batman was the last one.
Yeah.
Was the DC? So was the Batman trailer a DC Fandome?
It was the final thing. Release? So yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, and there was a lot released with it. So how about we lead to that? So DC Fandome did happen. And we did get a bunch of reveals. Like we got the Peacemaker trailer. Did y'all both see that?
Mm-hmm.
And then did you go look the song up after you finished?
No, I didn't. What was it?
It's a Norwegian rock band, I think, and their name is Wigwam, and the name is called "Do You Want to Taste It?" The name of the song.
Interesting.
That's the song from the trailer. Yeah, I loved it. It was like it's like this really 80s style song. It might be from the 80s, but I haven't really looked deep into it.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great trailer. I can't wait to see that. We also got.
When is that coming? When is the Peacemaker
January
coming?
January.
Okay.
We got some reveals. We got to see Black Adam. Did y'all both see the Black Adam?
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm like, it's about time we finally see like some sort of Black Adam footage.
Finally see him like in his get up, how he looks and how powerful he is. Just turn someone to ashes.
I will say it's starting to get old. How the power,
the hierarchy of power,
is changing.
The balance of power.
Okay,
Rock, scale it back a little bit, Dwayne.
Yeah, come on,
Dwayne, just a little bit.
We get it.
A little bit. we get it. There was that. We got, and along with Black Adam, we saw a little bit of what's coming up with Shazam, the sequel to Shazam, which is going to be good. We got like who were our two new villains in it? It was Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu.
Yeah, and I don't think they're
well, they're two new
made up.
additions.
Yeah, well, they're made up characters. I don't think they're in comics at all.
I think one of them is Calypso or Cersei. I think it's one of the names I thought I heard was that.
I know Helen Mirren's character is made up totally.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know about the other. I hadn't looked into it enough to know about them.
We're almost rushing through these to get to Batman. And there was there one more? What? Flash.
Oh, I thought you were playing
So
like
did you
we were
go see
leading
The
up to the
Flash?
big thing here. You really couldn't remember.
So tell me this: was it intentional? Like, because they were trying to act like they didn't have any footage, or they were still filming. That was just a joke, right? Like, and then they surprised you with the actual teaser trailer of that.
I don't know, because they just wrapped up filming like last week or so.
Oh, okay.
So they really were still filming, and the movie doesn't come out until November of next year.
I think in a way, Ezra was being truthful in a way. Because I remember right after, like, I loved what I saw, but I remember people afterwards going like, "Oh man, that footage looks really crappy" and stuff like that. And
Really?
I guess maybe because it is kind of, people are picky. You gotta go on any kind of Flash TV subreddit. You'll get people so defensive, like over anything that threatens the Grant Gustin fandom.
Oh my God!
It looks terrible.
I could care less about,
And that's nothing to say disparage about Grant. It's like you can enjoy different stuff. You don't have to pick one over the other. But yeah, I loved all the reveals that they had for the Flash. Like we saw the glimpse of Keaton's cow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we saw kind of confirmation that we're going to be dealing with two Barry Allens. And the other Barry Allen is going to be wearing like a bat suit that's modified to be a Flash suit, which looks fun.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Could you tell which suit it was? Like I think someone said it looked like it was the Returns, like a Returns.
Yeah,
model.
I think it was the Returns chest piece, like the Returns top, and spray painted with the Flash stuff. I'm just wondering why he's having to wear that. That's interesting.
My guess is, I would say maybe he's just getting his powers when the regular Barry meets him. Maybe he's really new to the game. Maybe he's just discovered his powers, or that's the only thing I could think of. Maybe. Yeah. Or I've heard people rumor that maybe he's secretly a villain.
Yeah, I've heard that too, but I don't know.
And quick thing for Ashley was probably excited about. We did get a tidbit about the Blue Beetle stuff coming up.
Yep, we did.
Tell me about that. Like, when did they announce with that?
Well, we already had Jaime Reyes cast recently, and it's the what's the kid's name? But he's the lead in Cobra Kai. Yeah, he's the main kid that Johnny teaches in the first season.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's playing the main character.
Yeah, and they gave some concept art of the Blue Beetle suit, which looked pretty cool. It looked just like the comics. So,
nice.
You can't complain about that.
And
that was really cool.
Yeah.
I did see. Speaking of that, I did see like they released. It was like some footage of the Mantis outfit for the new Aquaman movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Black Manta.
Yeah,
Black Mantis. Yeah, I was going to say when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize that they were going to be back.
Yeah, I like it's almost like a little bit more Silver Age looking, I guess. Would that be right? With the silver top, silver helmet, for Black Manta, or does he still have that in the current comics?
I think he still has that.
Okay, all right. So they're just getting more comic accurate then with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, it does look great. He looks awesome in that. Like,
was the original costume modeled after a more particular version or something?
I think it was just modified to be more, trying to make a cinematic version of something from the comics. I think they're just trying to come up with a way for it to look good. And then, I guess from there, they improved it. And nobody complained about it. Everybody thought it looked great to begin,
Yeah, no, I always thought it looked great. But yeah, I saw that. I mean, that's going to be neat. I'm wondering when is that supposed to come out? The new Aquaman.
Next December, I think.
December, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be getting that. I can't wait to see that. Now, I like his new suit. I don't know if that's going to be like his main new suit, but the dark one he has.
I think it's just like a
for Jason
on a
Momoa,
mission kind of thing.
probably. But it looked great. Yeah, it looked awesome. And then the big news, we did get a new The Batman trailer, and I don't know about you, Austin, but I think this one won me over.
No, this one was definitely better. I thought this was a
lot better.
I'm still like I'm still trying to get like a feel of this Batman universe.
Yeah,
because in certain ways it almost makes me feel like they're going like, come on, old man, you're going into the future. Like you're gonna catch up. And I'm like, I get it, because they're wanting. I don't know what Batman this is more trying to emulate. But I'm just trying to let it be and let it happen. I'm still not thrilled about when I see the Bruce Wayne footage, because it just looks a little, I don't know, like Robert Pattinson looks crazed. It almost, it sounds weird, but I almost would feel like he is the Jonathan Crane character when I see him in Bruce Wayne mode. But then when I was seeing the new Batman footage, it looked good. The car footage was cool. The Catwoman footage was pretty neat. Well, but I did see some toy releases, some stuff that was announced for I think it was like McFarlane Toys had put out some stuff.
We saw
and
some
I saw
McFarlane.
her. Yeah. But I thought that she looked pretty good. Yeah, but other than that, I think the Penguin is like the big seller for me, because even the Riddler is still kind of the Riddler's still kind of questionable. They're trying to keep a lot of mystery with him. But yeah, I'm loving how Colin Farrell is totally like.
He doesn't look like Colin Farrell.
Yeah, he's like a whole new character.
He pulled it. He's pulled a Danny DeVito.
Right. Yeah. So I mean,
we just got to see him eat some raw fish heads. Just got to see him eat some raw fish heads.
Probably method. But no, I mean, I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna give it a shot, and I'll agree. This new trailer was really good.
Yeah. This one put me on the. This one put me on the. I'm gonna watch it path, I think.
I mean, you didn't want to before? Just curious.
I was keeping an open mind that I wasn't liking. I really didn't like the teaser trailer to begin. The first teaser trailer they showed. Yeah, I don't know. There was something for me that felt try hard about it. It's like, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like it. Listen to this awesome, grunge rock music's playing.
Yeah.
But the new one, I like the tone that I was seeing a lot more. It did feel kind of 7-ish. I don't know if that's going to be to the detriment or to its benefit. But it does look like it's going to be more of a detective story, which should be interesting. But I like the action that I was seeing too. Like the action looked really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was skeptical about Robert Pattinson, but I mean, the more I watch this stuff, the more I'm digging it.
The thing it does look like that they're doing is he is much more heavily damaged goods, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I think he seems, I'd say maybe more so than Christian Bale, but less so maybe than Ben Affleck at the start of Batman v Superman. Because I don't think he's at the point where he doesn't care if he kills people or not. If he kills criminals or not.
I don't think he's gonna kill anybody.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, he's not at that point. So he's kind of in this in between area, I think, where he's, he does say a line in it where he says, he doesn't care if he makes it out, if he makes it back. He doesn't really have much self-preservation.
Yeah.
So you see, like, there's a really good shot that I like that we saw was I think he was taking a shirt off, and you see the scarring all over his back from his previous year of being the true the physical toll. And I think we got a little bit of that with Ben Affleck's Batman. I think ever since Nolan started, I think people have been incorporating that, where you see the true physical toll that it takes on the body when someone's doing what he's doing. But but being that Austin brought up the toy reveals, what did you guys think? We got 2 big toy reveals in terms of the Batman merchandise. We got the McFarlane. I don't know if you want to pull up any of the pictures. We got a wave of McFarlane with 4 characters. Let's see if we can get them up.
Well, 3 and a bat bike.
I thought it was Okay. There's one that's rumored. I think that people think is coming, and it, I guess we'll see if they do a wave
There's
2.
several that are rumored.
Yeah. Okay.
That
Several
have already been semi leaked by.
Oh, well, you have to
people,
tell. I'll guess one of them. You have to tell me the other ones because I have no clue.
Go ahead.
But well, I was gonna go through these first. So
let's go through those first. Yeah.
All right. So we got. Well, if we can get to them, there we go. Well, I thought we did. There we go. So we got Batman. I will say I'm not a big fan of the regular Batman figure right here. And it's weird. There's one nitpick about it. Why? If you look at a picture of his eyes, for some reason he's got this. He's looking way off into the distance up like this.
Yeah, I don't know. That does look crazy.
Something's going on over there.
It's like, go ahead, snap the picture so I can go take out these guys.
Let's
see if they had any.
But there was that. Oh, we got the cat. We got Catwoman.
Is this the one? I was trying to see. This is the one that's like a closer up, like.
Yeah, unless they adjust the eyes, maybe it might be a prototype that we saw the pictures of. Like I haven't seen these pictures. Like the ones I've seen, like were for the Amazon pictures they put up.
I'm just confused by the lines. That's my thing. Is the stitching of the helmet? I guess
the
is
cowl
what really throws me off.
It looks very leatherish.
Yeah,
like,
it also has
leather.
little. Yeah, it's like they stitch leather on it, and it gives it almost like an Adam West feel. I hate to say that, but it gives it kind of like that Adam West bat cowl look.
I will say, like I've noticed some directors have a hard time letting go of anything from the Adam West era. Like I didn't think about this until I think I heard it afterwards. But Selena Kyle from The Dark Knight Rises, her whole look was heavily based on the style of like the Adam West Catwoman. Like oh god, not Eartha Kitt. Who was the original?
Well, Eartha Kitt, I think, was the original Catwoman.
Meriwether.
All them. Oh, was it Meriwether? Okay.
Yeah, there's the other one. There was one more. It's like everybody's saying the one, but the one I'm thinking of. Oh God, and she's got a big name. I don't know why I'm forgetting it now. But but basically that style where
it wasn't like Zsa Zsa or any of the Gabor people. It wasn't.
No,
Julie Newmar.
Julie Newmar. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Julie Newmar.
God,
I'll say though the Riddler character so far is kind of like
I'm not sure about this secret. I'm not. I know what he's going for. He's going for like a Zodiac look. I mean, he looks
pretty
very
much
Zodiac,
like I'm
not sure if it's going to work or not. I mean, it's got other people hooked in, but I don't know if that does it for me. I'm interested. I'll watch it. I hope it works. But yeah, it just seems like it's like, oh yeah, he's scary. Look at him. He's like that guy you remember, the real one.
And then the cat and then the Catwoman costume I dig, except for the face mask is a little weird.
Which I think is supposed to be a proto. I think it's going to be like a proto Catwoman before she gets her real. Like, I mean, if she does.
Right.
I hope she does, because it does kind of clash with the leather,
Yeah, that's why I feel like it probably will change. I kind of like this. This looks pretty cool, the Bat Cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's definitely looking. I mean, the figures look pretty decent.
Yeah.
So who do you think's coming next?
I saw a rumor that Penguin was coming.
He's on the back of
someone like caught a glimpse or looked like they saw. You can see a piece of him on one of the back pictures, or you can see him on one of the back pictures, like the Bat Cycle.
You can see him on the back of the Bat Cycle.
Okay,
yeah. Anything else?
No, I know else. I mean, I'll make a guess. Gordon, I'd imagine, or Alfred.
I don't think there is going to be a Gordon one.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong, but that's not one that I have I've seen.
Heard about. Okay. What about Alfred?
No.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be completely throwing me off. So who have you heard then?
Well, it's not as throwing you off as you think. Okay.
All right.
So there is an unmasked Batman. So you got the Bruce Wayne head, of course. Then you have unmasked Catwoman.
Oh,
yeah, come on.
So
You're thinking
really
McFarlane toys now. Come on.
He's really squeezing his pennies.
Unmasked Riddler. the Drifter Bruce Wayne. I don't know if you know what that is. Like you see him all looking homeless and stuff, and he has that kind of mask over just right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? I think it's a scene in maybe the first trailer. He's got the backpack on, like he's just.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then there's another motorcycle, just a basic motorcycle that I think he's actually riding when he's Drifter Batman or Drifter Bruce Wayne. Yep.
Oh.
Is that what he's going to be doing at the beginning of the movie or something? He's going to be Drifter and then.
Yeah, I don't know. Because this is year 2. This is year 2.
Maybe flashbacks. It might be flashbacks to when he was getting started stuff, which is strange because everybody keeps talking about, we don't need any origin stuff like Batman Begins,
Mm-hmm.
And then you still, I don't know. It looks fun though. I'm interested in how it's gonna turn out.
I'm excited.
The Dark Knight Returns figures look really good.
Oh yeah,
Roland's putting out. Like I'm impressed with this. I definitely like the Superman figure. I wouldn't even mind having this.
That
I
is
thought
good.
about it. I really like that figure.
That's not even the coolest thing about these figures.
What's the coolest thing about them?
These 4 figures come with build-a-figure pieces.
And
And
you get to build the horse that Batman rides.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that horse looks freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, I saw like a joke about like one of the pieces. The Joker comes with the head, I believe.
Oh really?
Which is
kind of like
funny.
the Godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't be surprising that Todd's gonna make every single Batman that he can make.
But I wonder how much of that is actually Todd McFarlane. There you go, Austin.
It could be a DC thing, but God, it's just we do get it, DC. Batman's your bread and butter, but
I think it's a Warner Brothers Consumer Products kind of thing where they say,
Batman's
no, we want more Batman in this line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it does get a little tiring.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're coming off something like what Mattel did with DC Universe Classics and DC Multiverse when, it had its fair share of Batman, so don't get me wrong, but you had all kind of, new gods that you wouldn't think you'd ever get, like Forager. Yeah. What?
Oh, speaking of this, because Austin's scrolling, we did finally get reveals of the McFarlane Witcher series from Netflix.
Yeah.
And I have pre-ordered this Geralt. He comes with an actual, looks like it's actually cloth for his cloak.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. I like the sword. I mean, I'm not 100% sold on the face sculpt.
Which is strange considering that they already have kind of worked on Henry before. So you think they'll kind of just base it off how they did with the with the Justice League.
Yeah,
I really like these.
Yes, I'm just not, dude. I refuse to pay $39.99 for another figure that I already have and one new one. This simply a head removal.
Yeah,
swap John Stewart's head with Al Jordan.
Is that for the was that for that 2-pack with Dawnbreaker? Yeah, I keep hearing. I thought there was going to be a single pack coming up of Bruce.
I guarantee you, there's too much money to be made not to put that in a single pack.
Yeah, I do want to get Hal. I don't want to put the extra money to get Dawnbreaker, but I do want Hal.
I mean, I already have Dawnbreaker, so it's like God.
Oh yeah, and if you go back down, there was another thing that they had showed up after you pulled this up. Oh. It was there's another reveal.
Some DC Direct products, some statues.
Well, it was this one, the 3 Jokers line that we haven't talked about. Oh yeah, we did. Never mind.
We talked about it, but we didn't talk about the Swamp Thing, did we?
Oh yeah.
I don't think we mentioned because I was going to say they've got the GameStop version because I think this is the regular version, right?
Yeah.
I pre-ordered the regular because the other is just a new 52 look. It's just a head swap again, and it's the new 52 head. I'd rather have the OG.
I do. Thing. I mean, I do kind of dig that look though that they did.
Really?
I mean, because it evokes that mythic. oh god, I can't remember the exact name of the creature, but there is like this woodlands creature of and it's even been used in The Witcher, but it's it's got antlers. It kind of makes you think of that, so that's why I kind of dig the look for that.
Yeah, I just went ahead and said, I mean, the GameStop one was up, and I could have pre-ordered it, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna go pre-order the regular version. But I did pre-order the Joker from GameStop.
Yeah, I already put down between pre-ordering. I pre-ordered the Jason Todd for the Red Hood for 3 Jokers, and I pre-order Geralt from Netflix Witcher. So between those two, I needed to hold back a little bit on more pre-orders, except for another pre-order that we'll get to in.
Oh gosh,
there were some, after we get through these. But what were you going to bring up in the NECA that was coming up?
Oh, I was just going to see, because I think NECA had some new stuff out. But one thing I know, I was thinking about this the other night. I'm like, they haven't done this yet, and they need to do this. And I think NECA would be the one to do it because they've done Terminator. They need to do a lit Last Action Hero line.
Yeah, would it sell though?
Yes, it would.
Austin would be their biggest buyer.
Because they're all about the niche market, so there's going to be.
Yeah, that is very true.
I mean, but Gremlins has
cool.
But Gremlins, okay, so like something like Gremlins, you have
it does have
the Gremlin fan, but you also have the horror fan.
Sure,
they can double dip on the Gremlins line. Last Action Hero, you got
Arnold
Last Action Hero fans.
Well, the thing about Last Action Hero though is the way it works is that it's a mockery of action movies. So if you're a fan of Terminator and all that, and Commando and all that, you're just gonna be in for it. And it even Kenner used a lot of the same stuff from the Terminator toys. So that's why I could see them just taking a lot of the Terminator sculpts or whatever they, just a lot of that stuff, and I could see Jack Slater toys. I could just see a lot of people collecting because they would. If you tapped into that, NECA would be the one to do it. Because
Jack
like I said, it's all a niche thing because it taps into the action market. Then you're getting into the people that it's like the same people that would buy the Terminator toys and like the John Carpenter stuff, like The Thing and all that. They would buy Last Action Hero.
Well, I'm trying to think what all they would do for a wave if they were to do a couple.
They would they would probably do Jack, Danny.
Charles Dance's character.
I was going to say you got to do, Charles Dance is Benedict with the eye. You have to have him, and they could do some sort of feature with the eye, maybe. And
either that, or they probably just do. It'd probably just be like they probably just do like maybe a second head sculpt, and you have a different eye with each sculpt.
Right. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. I could see them doing obviously a Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
Because that would be what I would want. Would be to have one of the Jack the Rippers because you could have the big axe that he builds. And all that kind of stuff. So it's like I said, it wouldn't be a big line. You would only have like I could see them, if anything,
4
only
characters.
doing the same figures they did the original toys in. So you would have maybe a couple of different versions of Jack, with like the way he normally looks with his jacket, one without with just the red shirt on. Stuff, even the Hamlet version of Jack Slater and all that other stuff that they were doing with him in that movie. I could just see them doing a line of toys. And just going by that first wave of figures, and that's it. They and do like a car, maybe do a car that's the Bonneville that's size appropriate, and then move on to another property. But that would be so cool if they did that.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, they do. I mean, they've done more niche stuff. I mean, they're not niche,
and they're killing it with these. I don't know if y'all been following this, but they've been
the gargoyles
releasing a lot of the gargoyle figures. These figures have been looking great.
I think
this was released.
Bronx, I think, was also released. The dog.
I was trying to find.
Yeah, there he was just Oh yeah.
And that's off the cartoon.
Yeah, they're all just like modified, more realistic versions of the cartoon series.
Yeah, and they look so much better than the action figures that came out back then, back when the show was airing.
Do we get
Even
an
the Elvira
figure?
figure that's coming. Yeah, they're doing an Elvira figure. I think they're doing different versions. This is the like the 7-inch or it looks like an 8-inch, but this is like their regular deluxe figures, and it looks really good. The face sculpt and everything. I thought they did a real good job of this. You get another head of her doing that, like the famous wink.
Are NECA's figures 7-inch scale or 6-inch scale?
That's the thing. I think they're 7-inch. They're usually around the 7-inch scale.
Yes, Hasbro's the one that's been mainly doing 6, while like NECA and McFarlane been mainly on 7.
Yeah, I bet hers is 8-inch because of her hair. I bet that's what it is. But there was
those Dungeons and Dragons figures look awesome.
I mean, if you want to talk niche, you can go back down a little bit. Or
keep going up.
Well, I was just saying. I just pointed out a very what seemed to me was a very niche. No. There's a very niche horror villain because he should be up now at this point.
And see, there's
he was on the
Toonie Terror version of Elvira.
Yeah, he's on the right column. If you go up, he should be up. But it's it's the guy from him. There you go. Hatchet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when they announced this one. He looks great because they've got a Toonie Terror version of him too.
Mm-hmm. And I consider him. I consider him very. Like an action figure, just with a cloth. He looks like he's got a cloth overalls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like cloth.
I do if it's done right. And NECA has been doing pretty good when they use cloth. They do a pretty good job. So, but I'm usually with you. Now, this would be what I really would love to have because I want the crazy eyes, the googly eye gremlin.
Oh yeah,
or Mogwai. Oh,
or Spike or Strike 2.0.
Yeah, him right there. He's my favorite. I want it. Him. He's just never impressed. I like him.
Skunk gremlin. Mogwai.
What were their names? Gizmo, Mohawk, George, Lenny, and Daffy, and the new Punk Mogwai commercial appearance. Oh, okay. Yeah,
I love the designs. Really, that was the cool. Yeah. That was one thing about Gremlins 2 was
they had fun.
Like the new designs they did with the Mogwai in particular, they just looked so good. Even him, I mean.
I'm pretty certain.
I loved his skin. He had the wacky patchwork skin. That was crazy.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty certain that Key and Peele skit about the creation of all the different gremlins. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it happened. Verbatim.
So good.
So along with those reveals, we did get another big thing. We got PulseCon, and a bunch of big stuff with PulseCon dropped.
It did.
Mainly, I mean, the main thing that I was watching for was Star Wars, and Star Wars did have some big reveals. Mm-hmm. My one for me was a character I've been waiting for since he first appeared in The Mandalorian. Finally getting him, Cobb Vanth. He's getting in Black Series treatment. Figure looks incredible. I think Austin's pulling him up, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to try to pull him up, but yeah, when they announced that, I about lost it. I could not believe they were.
Did you
pre-order it?
No, I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but I will.
Do it while you can. I think they're still up on Entertainment Earth right now, but everywhere else that they've put them up, it's gone. Like Amazon had them for maybe a couple hours, and it's gone now. It's unavailable.
Yeah, Austin.
Oh.
And Hasbro Pulse or Hasbro Pulse the website. He sold out fairly quick. Yeah, like the first time I saw him appear on the Hasbro Pulse site, he was already gone.
Yeah, I remember the HasLab announced these were here the
Rancor.
Yeah, the Rancor.
So yeah, that's
going to be. I mean, it looks really cool to me.
Is this going to be the scale with?
Though? This is 6-inch scale.
So this is for a 6-inch figure.
Yeah, this is Black Series 6-inch.
I was about to say, I was just about to ask if those were for 3 3/4 figures or for 6-inch.
No, it's going to be in scale. That's why they did the HasLab thing. It's going to be big. Look at his claws. That was one thing I loved about it was seeing I thought there was a picture of it. I don't see it here, but there was a picture showing the spread, and I'm like, golly.
I wonder what the unlocked stuff will be. Like, you get so many backers and they add more stuff to it. I'm sure one of them's going to have to be a Gamorrean guard.
The one that
Probably.
cried over him.
Yeah.
Oh, the Gamorrean guard he eats, yeah, but then you have his trainer or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then and his buddy that comforts him.
It looks like we're
oh, yeah,
going to get
so that
another
was one-
Target exclusive of the
That-
Maldo Kreese version of
That's cool.
Yeah,
Target. Yeah.
Which I got. I do like. I'm kind of mad, and I like it. I like it, and I don't like it. One thing I like about it is I do like the paint job because it's got that kind of snowy look to it. I do really dig that.
Yeah.
But I really don't like that they've kind of discontinued doing removable helmets for Mando, at least for right now, because that helmet's on there. I mean, this isn't like the Din Djarin one that came out where you could remove the helmet, like with Cobb Vanth right here.
Yeah, this right here is pure gold. This is
Yeah.
what the fans want.
Whew.
Now I'm waiting for my Crate Luke. Where's my Crate Luke at? You know what I mean?
And
Like,
he
this
looks
is,
it looks great. Yeah, I love it.
yeah.
And it's not coming out till next July, but
Are you serious?
yeah, that's when
Yeah.
it's due next July.
I
Boba
even
Fett.
want this. I love
Yeah.
the Boba Fett Tython.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
suit.
Yeah, Tython.
Like I would love to have this.
And
So I'm
along-
wondering if COVID is playing a part in the super long release dates for this.
Maybe,
I don't know.
or it could be along the lines of maybe trying to line it up with season 3, maybe like toward the release of season 3. Because by next July, I'm sure we might be gearing up either for some marketing for the new season.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Mayfield.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mayfield. This is one I'm real excited about. Like him and Cobb, I really want. I gotta have Mayfield. Gotta have him.
I mean,
Look at
who
that.
wouldn't want a Bill
Look at
Burr?
Bill's face.
I really would like to see what Bill Burr's reaction is to having an action figure made, of him. Like, I mean, he knows that it's being made because they got to get permission for likeness stuff.
Oh,
and
for
they
sure.
gotta- and I think they
He's
gotta get
probably
their faces
tickled to the
scanned.
moon. I can
Yeah,
just see
I-
his reaction. But
Yeah.
this right here, this is pretty cool. I mean, obviously we know this is possible because of the Disney parks versions of the blades, but they're releasing like this Force Effects Elite Leia blades.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really. And it looks great. I mean, I love the design of her hilt.
Yeah.
Her hilt is so good.
Those are
And we
cool
get some
too.
droids too. Yeah, I love these droids. I'm a sucker for the pit droids for some reason.
So what's the big droid? The big black one?
That's like the big,
is
the
that
security
K2SO
droid.
type?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a K2, yeah. And then you've got like it's
Big
like almost like
droid.
Babu. You got Babu Frick with a
Babu Frick.
yeah.
But that's not the coolest set.
I've
The
got
coolest
Babu
set
Frick.
is the next one.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
the coolest set.
This
So
I
we
do
got
want. Oh, because you get a Minot,
Minot,
you get
yep.
the Quakian
Porgs.
lizards, you get the
Is that a Lothcat?
Nope, that is a name escapes me.
Oh wait,
Um,
it should be on that. It should be in that little
Boggling?
listing. Boggling. What?
yeah
what was the
Boggling. I, don't
Yeah,
know. I knew all of them but the Boggling. I was going to say I knew the Quakian monkey lizard, I knew the Porgs and the Minot, but yeah, this. Yeah, I definitely would want this.
What? Wait.
Oh,
what's-
it's a Disney. Is it a Disney Parks exclusive?
I think they said these
Okay.
were going to be on sale in stores that or no there's going to be a limited number on Hasbro Pulse,
Oh, okay.
but
So-
yeah, they are park exclusive.
Wait. Quick refresher. What is the Boggling? What
Yeah, I
would
have
I
no
have seen
clue.
that in? It looks familiar. Like I could have swore it was a
I
Lothcat.
feel like it was just a I feel like it was a background character. Either we saw it in one of the movies, like jumping around in the background or something like that, or in a sequence I can't remember. Or it was like in one of the cartoons or something, and they just upgraded it. I feel like it was shown in a movie. Here, we'll look it up.
They were
Oh,
okay,
it was in Fallen Order. It was in Fallen Order.
yeah, they're native to the planet Bogano.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. That's what they were from. Okay. And did we look at the set with Donald Gleason
Yeah, I was gonna say there's this one here.
with Hux?
That really doesn't do anything for me though.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way they treated this character, he really doesn't do much. He's got a good background though. I mean, he's got a good lineage and stuff like that. I mean, that was an interesting story.
Yeah, if you want to make a little bit of fun of the sequel stuff, that one funny thing that they did, which was a strange decision in terms of the First Order, how overly, extremely angry all the officers would be all the time. You know, where they were screaming stuff and they were saying, you know, you see like the cold calculation of, you know, officers back in the original trilogy and then the sequel trilogy, just like,
you know, I was thinking about this the other night, like just where it went wrong. Like, okay, so The Force Awakens was good to me. I went to see that multiple times, right? It wasn't anything new, but it was good. It was a good start.
That was a safe way to start it. I mean, that's why I don't really have anything bad to say about The Force Awakens, because if you're gonna bring something back, you start. I mean, it was something even my screenplay teacher would teach us in college. Like, one of the best ways for an audience is you give them something that's familiar but new.
Yeah,
and that's always a winning formula, because it's comfortable, but it's new enough where they're like, okay, I'm in, you know, I'm in for this. And that's a great way to start it up, you know, and
but like The Last Jedi. So I was going to give it a pass. I was going to say, like, we really need to wait to see this last movie, how it plays out, to really learn or to decide how good of a movie The Last Jedi really is. Right. Because if the Revenge, what's it called? God.
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. That's how much I like it. If it had succeeded, you know, all three movies would have been great together as a whole. I mean, you know, even though Luke didn't play out like we probably wanted, in the bigger picture, it would have been, you know, we would have understood why that had to happen, and it was great. But Rise of Skywalker, man, it just like took everything away from me.
Yeah, I mean, the rumor though is that Colin Trevorrow. Yeah, I mean, really, my answer to all that is that I think it just boiled down to the studio getting scared of fan like lashback or whatever, you know, like the way the
backlash.
Fan kind of the backlash, like just the way they came at him about all the other movies. They started getting scared with The Last Jedi because it was so different. I think if they had stuck with Colin Trevorrow's ideas and stuff, I bet it would have made The Last Jedi a better movie. It would have stayed true to it and then make its own thing. And I think we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I don't know. I might disagree with you there. Well, have you seen have you read about his treatment of what it was?
Yeah, I read some of his treatment. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was better than what we got, is what I mean. Like, I felt like he at least went like, okay, well, this was what Last Jedi did, so this is how we're going to go from here. I felt like Rise of Skywalker was way too scared. It was like way too like, oh, I don't know about all that.
Was the Emperor in that last movie in his treatment?
No. But there was a story. There are story beats. There's a story beat that I appreciate in Rise of Skywalker, because I felt like it fits George's theme that he's kind of set up, especially since he went to the prequels. Like, he set up this idea of redemption. You know, no one is beyond redemption. You know, because we saw that especially, you know, with Anakin. You know, you can't, you know, and Trevorrow kind of, from what I remember of his treatment, Ben Kylo did not get redeemed. You know, he died, and his last words to Rey were taunting her. Basically, I think it was like telling her, like, you know, I'm the one that killed your parents, or something like that, or something along those lines.
Yeah, but I mean, that might have made a more interesting story, though. I mean, for me, that trope, though.
Yeah, but for me, I mean, you can. This is where I get with the Last Jedi stuff. When you're 8 and 9 in a storyline where, you know, there's been this kind of message idea of, you know, like I said, redemption. It didn't sit right with me thinking that. Like, well,
this is how I'll tell you. This is how I feel about it. Okay. Like, I prefer, if they were going to go with it, I would have preferred them to have like what's the word? Like you said, the way Trevorrow would have ended it, he was taunting her and would have died. You know, it would have been like he couldn't be redeemed. I just feel like that's a much more interesting story than this girl holding this dude, or him holding her, or what, I can't remember, and them kissing and all that made absolutely no sense. It was like all of that, like, to me, that's none of that. Everything that came before led, none of those roads led to what we got in that movie.
Well, I will say this. Okay. I'll blame Rian Johnson a little bit for he laid seeds of flirtation because of her. Like, oh, would you put a shirt on? She didn't have to be
Oh,
bothered.
for
by
sure.
him not
Yeah,
having-
no, I
he laid
hated
those seeds. He didn't have to do that, and he did that.
For sure.
And-
I hated that dialogue.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that.
I would say, the redemption could have happened still. The redemption beat could have still happened, and you don't have to have a romance in there. That's what I'm saying, is that the idea of Ben being redeemed, that's I like that story beat. It could have been handled better.
Yeah,
yes, it could have been handled a lot better. Yeah, I mean, there's things about, I might be blasphemy. There are things about Rise of Skywalker I do like.
No, I mean, there's some stuff
Yeah.
I like. It's just
Cut him out.
It astounds
Remove
me.
him from the stream.
It's one of those movies, really, because like out of all the movies I've had to defend, all the Star Wars movies I've had to defend in the past, the Rise of Skywalker was the only movie where I really like. There are some serious missteps in terms of where I can't defend it, where it's just like I don't know. I mean, I enjoy, like you said, there's some things I enjoy about it, but there's a lot that they just drop the ball with, and I didn't understand. I just didn't understand it to this day. But I will say, though, I'm excited about this Ahsoka figure. I love this 3 3/4 inch figure.
Well, speaking of Star Wars and Ahsoka, we did also get news that Hayden Christensen is going to be appearing in the Ahsoka series coming up.
You think it's Force Ghost?
Oh yeah, it's going to be set after the events of Return of the Jedi. So
I didn't know if maybe okay. So yeah, I didn't know when this was going to be set because I'm assuming Rosario Dawson's in it, right?
Because I'm assuming that either it's going to be concurrent with like the events of her meeting Grogu, or it's going to be set after her meeting Grogu. Because from what I kept remembering is that there's going to be this idea of a big setup for a crossover event where stuff like Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and I think one of the other shows, maybe they'd all cross over into some big event, which I think is probably going to be Thrawn, maybe.
Yeah,
and wherever
I
he
hope
went
so.
Into the
they need to build.
regions.
Yeah, they need to build like a big event like that. Like I would love to see that, but they really do need to bring in a lot more of the expanded universe, and like I want to see more of the New Republic. Some of the fleet, like Akbar and Wedge and all them and stuff. I would love to see more of that.
Who's showrunner for these things?
I'm fairly certain Filoni is going to be showrunner of Ahsoka, obviously, because that's his baby. That's his. Yeah,
I just didn't know. It would be best to me if Filoni was the showrunner for all of it.
I mean, I imagine he's going to be like at least. Ahsoka, I'm sure he's going to have a deep hand in. Like, I imagine he's going to be like a more direct showrunner. But I imagine other stuff like he'd probably be like more mastermind, kind of like Kevin Feige, just like making sure that they're keeping story beats and certain things so that they can kind of come back around so everybody can meet up at this point. Maybe. Guess we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I forget what I was.
We lost Austin. He's gone.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to. Oh, we do need to talk about, because me and Ray actually went out and had a cool experience. We got to go out to the movies and see the new Halloween Kills.
Oh yes, we did,
which was amazing. Did y'all?
I loved it, and apparently everybody else.
Spoil it. Go ahead.
Oh, so you don't mind if we spoil?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I'm just saying. I thought it was great. I mean, it wasn't. I don't know if it was better than the first one.
No, I don't think it was.
Because I look at this in the, you have to look at it in the grand scheme of things. It's a trilogy of movies that are like a overall sequel to the first movie. Yeah. But it's handled in 3 parts. Mm-hmm. And the first movie was great. It was an excellent start, kind of like a Force Awakens. You come back and you're back in the feeling of it all. Mm-hmm. The second one, I felt like I liked how because they did a change of pace, because there's still, it's a slasher movie and there's killing and stuff, but they do take time to step back and explain some things and lay out some underlying character themes and threads and things like that. That's really neat. I really like how they handle that. But it really overall felt like the movie, some people I think will watch it and go, wow, this movie didn't have a whole lot of substance. Like, it felt like it was a whole lot of setup for the final movie. And I can see that. But at the same time, because of the fact that we know that this is a 3-movie format, I like that the second movie was a great booking. It was a good, like, in between to set up everything, because it really did have to change a pace a little bit, And by the end of it, to me, it knocked my socks off, because I didn't see what was coming at the end of it. But I knew it was going to happen. To me, it was like it had to happen, and it was all about the story was about how it had to happen.
So what? Tell me.
Oh, Laurie's daughter. Like in the very final thing that happens is Laurie's daughter, played by Judy Greer. She gets killed by Michael at the very, very end. They think that they've killed Michael because basically what happens is she stops in the last moment from like killing her daughter. So Laurie's granddaughter, she's about to get murdered, and then she comes and saves, like stabs with a pitchfork. Then she takes his mask, leads him out, and then she basically leads him into a trap with a lynch mob, all like armed with like bats and a couple guns, stuff like that.
Because that's the movie. The movie's dealing with the aftermath of the first movie, so all these people are getting riled up because this killer's on the loose, and then you've got some of the original victims from the first movie, the very first Halloween, the original. You know, they're all grown now. They, Tommy, one of them, starts kind of riling everybody up and getting people to be like, let's take our city back, fight back. And so these people, it's just kind of like about that mob mentality. And then, how wrong it
can go. Yeah.
Right. And then at the same time, you've got this storyline where, and some people were disappointed because Laurie Strode's character, Jamie's character, is kind of sidelined because she was hurt a little bit in the first movie. So because of her getting hurt in the first one,
she got we talking about a little bit hurt.
Well, I mean, you didn't think it was that bad in the end of the movie.
I thought it was pretty bad. She was bleeding a lot.
Yeah, but you didn't think it was kind of like a flesh wound. She's gonna walk away from it. But it really did take her down. Like she had to go down for surgery, and they had to sideline her so that her daughter could shine. And you have to think about it. In the first movie, it's all about her protecting her family and protecting her daughter, for one, because that was what she was trying to do all these years. And now her daughter's grown up and has a daughter, so now she's got a granddaughter to protect. So then the guy finally comes back, and she's all about, I've got to protect my family. And so by the second movie, it's like her daughter has to take care of her mom and go like, okay, she's not here to do what needs to be done. I'm going to take care of it. And at the same time, it plays into that whole mob crowd, mentality. And then by the end of it, when you think that Michael Myers is dead, he turns around and kills her, like basically shows up and kills her in the madness of it all. And so and you pretty much end the movie. So it's like all this work, everything that's been going on was for nothing. Like she ends up dead, and there's no telling what's gonna happen when Laurie comes back into the mix. Like when she finds out, like she doesn't know yet. So when she finds out, that's the whole purpose of the third movie, is going to probably be that revenge showdown.
Well, and the thing is, originally the idea when they first decided, when the 2018 one was very successful, and all of a sudden the idea was coming that, okay, we're going to do some sequels. The idea, I think, with Danny McBride and David Gordon Green was, we're going to make this whole trilogy take place over one night. So, because like it literally continues right after the end of the first Halloween, like the same night, kind of like Halloween 2 did, continued from the same night of the first movie. But COVID came in and kind of like it, but I think they just wrapped filming by the time COVID really got out of control. So they were done filming, but they took that time, that hiatus, to kind of think things over. So instead of continuing that same night, they're actually going to jump forward in time for the final when Halloween ends. So you're going to kind of give some time to breathe for these characters, see how things are. So I'm curious to see where he goes. I was surprised at how many people hated it. Like,
yeah, I just didn't understand why people hated it, because I liked how much of like, I understand if people are disappointed because to me, it felt like a big setup movie for the final movie. It was more of a brutal slasher than a like tense thriller, which was the original like stalking thriller. He was much more brutal. His body count was through the roof in this one.
Yeah, no, really,
it was a lot. No, it was a lot. And it's just, to me, it was like they ended up going. It's like they didn't go into the mythology, but at the same time, they do go into the mythology of him, explaining that he's just basically a force of nature. He's just evil incarnate that you think you can stop, and there's no mortal way of stopping this shit. I mean, I don't know. It's
Superman.
Well, he's not gonna be a druid avatar of Halloween, if that's what you're thinking. He's not gonna be Halloween.
It's just like this. I don't know. It's almost like he's it's like almost like he's not the enemy. He's not the enemy. It's almost like you're the enemy. Yourself is the enemy.
Well, yeah. Well, David Gordon Green, like people were asking him afterwards because I mean, he hit the beat down he got from the lynch mob at the end of the movie was really brutal. Like he got beaten, he got stabbed, he got shot a couple times.
Yep, he got shot.
He should have been down for the count, and then he still got up, slaughtered everyone around him like nobody's business. And but the way David Gordon Green said when people were asking, like, so is he supernatural? He said this pretty simply is that he's capable of spectacular things, but he is still human. So he can, he's going to be able to die still, but I think it's going to have to be, it's going to have to be Laurie. I think that's going to have to do it.
Yeah. So why didn't somebody just bring like a sword and just chop that mug's head off? You got all this mob of people.
I will say when it gets down to the nitty gritty, people are smart to a certain point, and then they get stupid. Yeah, real stupid.
Yeah, and I think people keep missing that, because I'm sure people are going to point out one thing that they didn't like about the movie were people making stupid decisions. Well, and to that, I would say, look at the past few years. Mob mentality breeds stupidity. It really does. Like there's one character, they thought that he might be in this house. And he is in that house, and he goes in there alone. He shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. But it still plays as part of that mob mentality stuff. You think you're going to be the hero, and that's why I wasn't bothered by a lot of that stuff because we saw like there's some stuff that happens in terms of the mob mentality stuff that happens that causes like some tragic stuff to happen. And it's I remember, back when, it's like back way, this is before COVID, back before the BLM stuff, but like one of the riots that was going on, but there's just the idea I remember, like, you brought up to me, Austin, is like, this thing, a wildfire stupidity that can just spread real quickly, like where people just end up making poor decisions. It's not like anything about, you're a terrible person, you're a thug, or anything like that. It's just when so many people are just like together like that, it just happens. You just end up making bad decisions because you got all these people around you, and it just happens. And it's tragic.
It's out of fear. And that's the thing is it's all this fear that causes you to just become an animal.
Yeah.
And it's the fear that kills you. It's the fear that ends up getting you killed.
And I thought that was a great theme. I thought they explored that really great. And so that's why I didn't hate it. That's why I ended up loving it. Yeah. But
it just made me enthusiastic for because by the end of it, I'm like, wow, they really pulled the rug out from under me. That's going to be to me, it just felt like a big motivating factor for the final movie. Yeah. A good setup.
It was not worse than Halloween Resurrections.
Yeah.
Well, I remember like no.
I wish we had Busta Rhymes. Oh, yeah. Busta Rhymes should be in everything.
There was a person I know that was watching, and he was making some posts about it. And there were one point in the post he was like, "This might be worse than Halloween Resurrections." Like, kid, no.
Yeah, nothing's worse than Halloween Resurrections.
I'm sorry. I know you're getting angry, and you're just like being vitriolic right now, and trying to make a post so everybody can like, oh, look at you making your fun stuff. And it's like, nah. Anyways. Let's do our hauls because we got some hauls.
Hauls. Who's got hauls? I don't have any hauls. Y'all got hauls?
You don't have any hauls. You don't have any cough drops? Nope. Okay. What about you, Ashley? You got any cough drops?
No, I don't have cough drops, but I do have toys.
Oh, you do?
Show me some toys, boy.
So some of these are already out of the box. So I'm sorry. You don't get to see
all of mine are out of the box too.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
he's
you
pretty.
got
he is like one of my favorite McFarlane toys. DC Multiverse figures.
Yeah, it's a really solid figure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I was really impressed with it.
Here's another one that's really high up on the.
That's a great one.
Yep.
That's a really well made one for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Loving the Peacemaker.
You think they're gonna make one for the TV show with the with the new helmet?
Of course, that's just another opportunity for him to release the same figure with a different paint on the head.
I was gonna say like slightly different. Like we just gotta carve a slight bit right here and just put a little symbol in there, and that's it.
Yep.
Easy as pie. Polka dot man.
Can I have him? Can I have him?
Man. Polka dot
Let me have him.
Yeah. Okay.
You can take his goggles off, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
See, I love that. That's so cool.
I got this. I'm catching up, playing catch up here. So this Wonder Woman figure from Death Metal. Yay. And one more. The Batman figure from Death Metal. which also features Plastic Man right here.
Plastic Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Plastic Man is the guitar.
Nice.
So okay, so is this a metal verse Batman?
Yeah, death metal.
Death metal Batman? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I really need to just go ahead and read the next metal, dark metal stuff because I've only read the first one. I know that he continued. I haven't read the new stuff. So is that everything with you?
That's everything with me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, quick because I did get my Tumblr finished, and here she is. And she
there
is
she is.
gorgeous.
That does
Like
look
I'm
good.
really impressed with how great it looks.
I saw it at Walmart today.
Yeah, this is how it opens up. Man, yeah, it looks amazing. Okay, so Austin and me finally got to trade because when we went and saw Halloween, we met our swap out. So he got his Lori, and I got Mr. Elias Koteas, Matt Casey Jones. That's a great head sculpt.
You got both your bats.
Yep, but the Jose Canseco bets.
Yeah.
Tell me, you didn't pay money for
You
this.
found the bat?
I know where my other bat is. I can't get to it.
Oh,
I think it's like stuck in my furniture. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. One day I'll get to it.
Funny story. There was did either of you watch that video I saw about Judith Hogue telling the story of why it took so long for Elias Koteas's face likeness to get made?
Oh, why?
no.
It was well, according to her, like this was her story, and she even cleared it with him before she talked about it. She has a YouTube channel, but apparently he was kind of like put off on the idea, like he thought it was a very vain idea to have an action figure of his face made because he's more of a shy person, and he kind of thought like, well, do I really need to do something like this? I get, it's kind of one of the self-conscious things, like, do I really need to put my face on something like that? And she talked him into it. She was like, this is a great little thing. It's kind of like, like almost kind of some posterity and like leaving a little mark. And she said like, also you look really, really good back in the like early 90s. You need to let people like see that. So that's
not today, but back then you look really good.
But yeah, she talked him into it, and that's how we got the unmasked Ultimate Casey Jones.
Nice.
So yeah, that's how that figure. And also, I got my Lori opened up. I can't remember if I ever showed y'all that already. But.
Nice.
I think you showed us.
I don't have mine in here to show, but I do have mine out
Yeah.
too. I got her holding like a gun.
She's busy like facing Michael. Yeah, she's busy dealing with Michael Myers right now.
But it does. She looks good when I finally put her with the grave set and Michael.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I need to get that Halloween Kills Michael. My anniversary happened recently. My wife got me these for the present. So I got Bloodsport regular version with the mask.
Sweet.
From Suicide Squad. And also I got Harley Quinn.
So you can build King Shark.
Oh, yep. And this is it.
Yay!
Big King Shark. He's waving.
King Shark's a shark.
Man, yeah, I'm
He's
glad.
big.
So I have two of them now. Too.
Is he pretty solid when you put them together and stuff? And his mouth opens.
Mm-hmm.
His mouth opens.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if like they had a little thing and like action on the thing.
Yeah,
That's so cool. Oh,
Nom.
Like, yeah, kind of keeping it a little kind of simple, innocent looking face.
Somebody on like the McFarlane DC Multiverse group is selling clothes so you can dress King Shark so it looks like the Harley Quinn animated King Shark.
Well, the weirdest thing about this figure, it makes you wish that McFarlane had made the figure with cloth pants, because these like thick rubber pants are a weird choice, because if you take the pants off, like they don't really come off, you basically have to kind of break the figure to take them off. But these legs are made to move. They're made to be able to bend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like if you can like get your hand up in there, there's knee joints in there, there's thigh joints, but it's just the pants that are in the way of it. And I've seen people, if you remove the pants from it and you put on some cloth pants, he has more movement. It's a really odd choice that they went with for him, but so that's pretty much my haul.
He looks good though.
Oh yeah,
Makes
yeah,
me
he
want
does
to
look
collect them now. I'm ready for. Well, I wonder when they'll do like the Joel Schumacher Batman figures and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You think that'll be like beginning of next year?
Not
Wait,
on the release date.
Oh yeah, because we did get we got a confirmation about that, didn't we? That they're going to be working on Schumacher Batman.
I don't know if there is a confirmation, but I mean,
Or a leak,
that's the rumor.
of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you go over to the McFarlane DC Multiverse group on Facebook, there is a checklist, and you ought to see all the figures that are still left to come out this year. And there's only like 2 months left, basically, and there's like there's like 30 figures.
Well, the main figure I'm waiting for right now is I'd love for a BVS Batman to show up. I want that.
I don't know if that'll happen.
I'm hoping because I want that just more regular Batman bat flick.
Maybe with the Flash.
Oh,
Since he is in the Flash movie, maybe.
Speaking of which, what did y'all think of the new costume?
I don't have any problems with it. I know a lot of people are saying, oh God, it's ugly, but I think that's the internet.
The internet's always got hate stuff.
I was just saying, I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah. I liked it. I'm interested. And I don't know if either of y'all are interested, because I'm not, but did you see the Uncharted trailer?
I didn't get to watch it yet. Is it so it's not any good? Stay away.
I know people think, I don't know, like I'm not interested in it now. Like I wasn't before when I heard the casting, but I'm definitely not now. Because all I'm seeing, everything that I see with it, even with the new trailer, and I'll give the trailer one compliment, and because it used it very well. They used the song "Ramble On" over it by Led Zeppelin, and they used it really well. And I was like, you used it effectively. I don't like how the movie's looking, but you used it really well.
Right.
It's a great song. It's a classic. I love "Ramble On," but everything screams at me. This is just Sony and Tom Holland trying to like get a vanity vehicle project. So he has his own like Mission Impossible or Indiana Jones, something that's like him, because Spider-Man is bigger than him. He's never going to be able to outshine being Spider-Man. Spider-Man's always going to be bigger than him. So it seems like he's trying to find his, because he's
the one his face.
Well, he pushed his way into, like, he got his way into this. Like I think he talked to Tom Rothman with Sony, and he was the driving factor to getting himself starring and the movie produced with him as the star. And it just feels like it's a vanity project. So, and like, I don't like that so much because it doesn't feel like they care as much about the story or the characters as much as they just about pushing him.
Right.
So,
for sure.
Well, also, and also it's just pushing, and also they're literally using action sequences from the game.
Oh, really?
Not even trying to come up with something new and just make it like in the same style. Literally, like, remember the airplane sequence in 3 where you're like climbing on the back of the ship trying to get back into the plane? That's literally in the trailer.
Oh God!
For a story,
is he hanging off of? Is he like in a train or something hanging off of a cliff too?
Not yet. That's probably gonna be in the sequel if it happens.
Oh God,
but
we'll see. I wasn't impressed, but other people were, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I guess that's it for today. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. I mean, I don't have any toys to share. I've got plenty to play with. I mean, I can always play with my little gizmo. But I guess we'll let the fans. I know. I'll just play with my gizmo. But I guess we'll let the fans take off and have a brew and a Twinkie. But y'all have a good night. How about that? Let's swap it up. Let's have a new version. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Toy life.
To catch these ghosts, you need the real Ghostbusters.
Nice landing, Han Solo.
Spaceships and Luke Skywalker sold separately. Batteries not included.